Hello and welcome back to the Pascal podcast. Today's episode, it's a bit of a different one. Usually it's us talking crap, but today we're going to talk about a few different things, basically. But I'm just going to ask our two guys we have on with today, Tiernan and Lawrence. How's the form? Who's going first? I'll say Tiernan. Go you first. Lawrence is playing with his mask.
Since we last recorded, I went down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, but we're not getting on that today. Like, my life has been, for the last week, has been listening to conspiracy theories and then just watching endless podcasts about conspiracy theories. I don't know why my life's took that turn at the minute, but I think the whole podcast last week just sort of set off this whole thing in my brain. It's where conspiracy theories are right and the world's wrong.
And Lawrence?
I'm just kind of hungry at the minute, but
Fair enough.
Fair enough,
I don't know, just really nothing. Like it's a typical answer to like, how you doing in lockdown? Nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
It's true, there's nothing to do.
What did we do this weekend?
Oh, Jesus, what did we do?
Oh, hi, that's right.
We have to tell the Asta story.
What's to tell multiple? There's two stories, like.
I don't know, I can't even mind the second one. It's just Asta, it's just taking over my head now.
What's the second one?
The eggs in the freezer.
Oh, Jesus Christ, eh?
But anyway, we went up to Asda on Friday, and we decided we would have this this kind of fiasco where everybody had to buy somebody something. So you had like a £5 to spend, and we just went to reduction and we all just bought each other women's clothes.
You have a £5 to spend per person,
And then what?
Everybody's to spend a £5 on like the worst piece of clothing for the other person.
It could have been anything, but we chose to do
Women's clothes. Except for one person bought a Harry Potter costume. Decided the budget was a £5, but he decided he wanted to spend £15.
Women's clothes though, because I had a woman's wig. So
I think it was Hermione.
It must have been Hermione.
So
But anyway, we did that and we were up in Strabane, dressed like
wear
fucking woman in the car
you
park.
have to wear it then. It's a thing.
We wore it in the car back down too. We're getting some serious looks like.
But like it's Strabane, so who's going to judge you? Like,
true.
it probably went against all their morals. Like I don't think they're really into the
It's
whole
kind of
cross
dangerous
dressers.
place to
I know,
cross-dress,
like-
I'd say.
But imagine
Like a very
imagine
open
one of my family up there would have drove past us and just seen me dressed as a woman and asked the car park.
You just get a fucking machete on me, like.
I know. I would have got about 24 phone calls. It would have went round. We didn't even have a family group chat, but it would have went round the entire family. I think within 5 minutes. I just seen Tiernan in the fucking Asda car park dressed as a woman with all his mates. What's the crack with?
Dressed as a midwife. That was hilarious. Tiernan's breastfeeding.
What was it, a pajama top or something?
It was like no one of them low cut tops, but it was just too low cut for a wee boy to wear.
Your nipples were quite literally hanging out.
It wasn't a low cut top. It was just a piece of fabric with strings.
No, but it's like when a woman wears it,
I had to
it's
get.
going to get a bit weird here. Her boobs would be on it, so we sang it down where yours was just sitting there.
I know. I had to get
chest hairs
fucking.
and all.
I had to get Kira to tie it at both corners so it wouldn't drip down.
I bought a blouse too for Owen, and he didn't wear it. And then it's just sitting in the back of fucking.
No, I put it on then.
Or did
No,
you
it was
buy
like a full on like skinny dress you'd see like a student teacher wearing.
No, sure. What was the blouse I got Josh for £4? Mine was on sale from £16 to £4.
He
I
kept
can't
his
mind what he was wearing.
work clothes on underneath him.
I know, done half a job like.
I know. I stripped down. I was just.
I
wearing
the rest is all stripped down.
Mine was shite. Like mine's just so bad. I got like this.
I need to pull the photo
frat
back.
party top that said Mickey Mouse on
I
it.
thought it was a wee dress or
Oh,
something.
yours was like a wife beater, was it not?
With like these big straps saying Mickey
It
Mouse
was,
fun
it,
house
was
or
like
something.
it was like a wife beater vest with Mickey Mouse.
It's
on
like one of them things you wear
nice.
in Portugal for a bit of crack with your mates. Know if you're going to the beach.
Well, another big thing happened this week as well was the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry interview with Oprah Winfrey, which
Led into the whole Piers Morgan thing too.
Looking back on it and watching it, I was like, these people are horrible, but how much is true? Like, she is a very good actor, so you need to be aware of what she's putting out. Like,
I don't even watch it yet. I'm like, I'll see clips of it and that'll be enough for me.
No, I watched it, but
Do you watch the full thing? 2 hours?
no, fuck, Jesus, what do you think I made at a time?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not going to watch it for 2 hours.
2
Like,
hours listening to Meghan Markle whinge about her fucking
I've
mansion in LA.
that's what I mean. Like, my sisters, we were all sitting, and I was like, right, I understand what they went through was probably a difficult situation, probably the most difficult in their life, but people went through a lot worse, so suck it up. Like,
That's what I was saying. I was listening to it with my dad was all, they are true, that's true, they are all corrupt now. And I was all, why are we watching this? We've got our own problems.
I know.
You don't see me talking to Oprah. Know what I mean? What the fuck?
Then the whole big thing was, oh my God, they didn't even do it for money too because they didn't take any money out of it. It's like people are like, oh my god, they're so good. They didn't even do it for money. They just wanted to get their point of view across. Like
At the same time, though, I
just
think there's something very strange going on.
No, I would say they're very, 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 very backwards on that
Aye, like,
family, like, or the institution as she called it.
it's always Harry that gets the worst.
you can't say they don't discriminate. At the same time, sure, Meghan Markle had to convert to be a Protestant. She was a Catholic before, so they do discriminate. They're bigots. Not bigots, but they're sectarian at least. What I mean? And then you hear about saying about the skin colour of the child and all, like,
Nah, it's
they're
mad.
They're not exactly keeping their nose clean.
But I think Harry's like the
Good
sort of
in the public
outcast. Because Harry's always had that stuff about him. Even when he was born, it was like,
But like, see if you think, sorry for interrupting me, but if you think about Harry's situation, like he's nowhere near that throne. Like your man, is it Prince William, has Windsor ahead of Harry himself, the younger brother.
sure, what's that thing where everyone
Which
was
is
like,
madness.
Harry's dad isn't even his dad? Mind there was a whole thing that
There was an affair.
Diana was having an affair. And
The Prince Charles had an affair.
Do you know?
but apparently Harry was born out in an affair too because Diana was having an affair with his boy within. I think it was probably Windsor
Jesus.
Castle.
Aye, he was born in Derry.
What?
Harry's dad was born in Derry, you know. I think it was the one you're talking about, the one that's
Prince
like,
Charles.
No,
no, the one that Tiernan's talking about.
it was like a widow's son, and apparently him and Diana were secretly seeing each other. And he's ginger and he's a spot to Harry.
I'm loading up in the caffeine here. I've got a coffee and a can of Boost. Like,
I'm raging and get a coffee now actually.
shit, man, you have to sit through
I'm
this.
on 1/8 of a cup of water. I'm just cherishing it.
But
I'm
I'm very
thirsty
can of
as
boost.
she mentioned her whole entire mental health thing. This is where my question comes in. When she said, look, I came forward to the people in the house and I said, I have mental health issues. And nobody took her on. And people turned around and said, that's bad for a family. I doubt that was said. I feel like somebody would have had it on them to turn around and say, no, have a humane aspect on them. They say, do you need to talk about it? Even or, like, I don't know.
I just
haven't-
having a peace of mind, just being a normal fucking human being to go,
Like,
you're right.
I doubt they completely dismissed it. But what Piers Morgan said was just like, Jesus, man.
What did he
Storming
actually
out.
say?
No, why did he storm out? Because he disrespected
No,
the
'cause
Queen.
he was saying, I don't think this happened, and it's actually disgusting that she would come at our monarchy like the way these English conservatives are.
Aye, they love the monarchy, but I just don't believe in them people being born on the.
Neither do I.
Back in the day, that would have been seen as the closest people to God.
Would not be
Aye,
treason.
that's what
That'd be
God
that'd be
chose them,
treason
aye.
back then, would it not?
What?
That would have been seen as treason.
Oh, aye, definitely.
Like they would have been fucking killed, like
Who?
Harry and.
Harry and
Oh,
Meghan.
aye, 100%. They would have been decapitated for everyone to see.
But the English people go on like these are fucking born and bred English people, but they're German.
Aye,
The
I know
monarchy's German.
they're Anglo-Saxons, so they came from
They're all German and like
Saxonia or some shit again.
There's a lot under that
And they're
whole
also
royal
inbred.
family.
it's like the entire European monarchy, like every one of them, they were just all breeding. They're all cousins, and then they're all marrying off each other too. They keep it in the family. Like
I do feel bad on Meghan and Harry, but to a certain extent, you can't get too indulged on it. Like you cannot look at them as these normal people. You know, they aren't normal. Like
There's
Sure.
there's certain things where you can go, right, fair enough, you don't want your son to grow up in that. Like, if you think about Harry's ma was killed by paparazzi and the press.
Inside
know
job.
all this.
inside job,
So he's obviously saying, fuck, I don't want history to repeat
That's
itself.
what I
need
said
to
too.
get
That's
it
what I
here."
thought.
That's fair enough.
Did he not say that? Did he not say?
I think he didn't actually say I don't
he
want.
did say that.
Did he say that? Like actually,
said-
I
said
thought
that-
he
he
just
said about
alluded
history
to it.
repeat
You
itself.
could say I could see history repeating itself the way it did
Yeah.
with my ma, but this time at least somebody's here to just support her, where she was completely on her own.
Aye. Sure, what did Megan say as well? That was just completely ball. She was like, "Oh, whenever I was seeing Harry, I didn't Google him or anything." You're going with one of the royal family. I think you're looking him up in Google here. I think
fucking.
it was something like that there.
Sure,
I
no,
didn't
some
look him up or
queen.
anything.
Know the story behind them two meeting? Her and Piers Morgan went out for a drink in a bar, right? And they were having like this night out sort of thing, I think. And then they went to this party which Harry was at, and that's how she met Harry. And then she never spoke to him again. So I'm thinking there's a bit of just anger in there, like he's a bit of
Piers
resentment,
Morgan's
just like fuck you fucking slag.
Did you see who they got on? Did you see who they got on? They replaced him the day after.
Who?
Gemma Collins.
Gemma.
Who's
Gemma.
Gemma?
No, like fat girl.
From
Sorry.
Thai.
She's not fat, that'll be nice.
She's plus sized.
Yep, she's full sized.
I seen that it was on TikTok and it was
Who's Gemma Collins?
no the girl she was on Big Brother and all.
Blonde hair. You'll know her, like. You'll know her, like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But speaking of the whole mental health aspect of it too, and what other people are going
Oh, her.
through.
My time she fell on stage, I went through the wee trap door. It was the funniest thing ever. An X Factor or something.
Was she an X Factor? I just thought she was a fucking.
She just went down the wee pip shit. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Aye, but what back to what I was saying there, like the whole mental health side of it too, like everybody's. I think there's going to be a big shake up this year regarding people around our age and, you know, younger people that are going with people for so long and stuff. And now it's getting to a point where they're past breaking point and they're like,
A lot of breakups happening.
that's what I mean. Like, and how
It is breakup season at the moment. Like
see this whole hot girl summer thing. Per wee boys' mental health, like just down the fucking drain because it like
It's good for single boys.
no, it's
but
good.
that's good for
but
people who are
it's-
single.
But see
it's-
if I had a girlfriend now, I'd be fucking breaking it like.
No, you would. They're going to.
Any second you could be.
He's having a foot in the corner.
I know. Aye, but because people want their freedom now. Because the worst thing for someone to feel in a relationship would be like they're trapped, and especially at this time where everything's changing, they don't want to be like, "Fuck, I'm here, I'm stuck here." Know what I mean? You know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Everyone's moving. Everyone will be moving away anyway.
No, but I think
Most people
is
don't stay in there anyway.
the fact we've been locked up for like a year. People are going to go on holidays and all, and you know what happens in
People
them situations.
are
Like,
fucking, I just want to experience something here. Know what I mean?
I know.
but I think you know, we can mention, can we? I think we can. We've seen breakups happen like
Oh, a lot recently.
it's been weird, like, but I think it has a different effect on wee boys compared to wee girls because wee boys deal with it on their own.
Aye, true. Most wee boys will
But-
not go and talk about it.
But saying that too, like,
Unless they like need, or they're steaming, or they need or
Oh, when wee boys are
From
drunk,
my
they'll talk
experience.
about it and they'll do mad shit.
I've personally never been through a breakup, but like I've been in scenarios where it feels like a breakup,
Aye.
and
I know
it's-
what you mean.
It's hard, like, because you can't.
You're so dependent on talking to someone for this long period of time.
It's
And
like
it's just like, nah, you're not talking to them
It's
anymore. It's dumb.
if you're talking to somebody when you wake up and then when you go to before you go to bed every night for how many months, fair enough. It's a different scenario now. Like realistically, you shouldn't be doing that now because you can't do nothing.
I know.
Well, you can, but you know what I mean. It's just I don't think you can turn around to all your friends. Like the way if a wee girl's in a breakup, they turn to every one of their friends, and every one of their friends gathers around them, picks them back up
and
again.
they're-
And gangs up on their
Aye.
ex.
And
Whereas-
usually, what I've seen, sorry for interrupting you,
Go for it.
but when a wee girl has a breakup or something, they go, "Fuck this," no, like, which is fair enough. It's a way of coping. Like, no, fuck this. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna, I love myself and all this here. It's like empowerment, no, which is all good. But what I seen a lot of wee boys is when they go through a bad breakup, it manifests and they somehow subconscious where they end up just being destructive. No, being
Aye.
constant people drinking. No, like fucking just going off for rails about. Know what I mean? And like I've seen this with a lot of people.
I was gonna
like,
say,
a
we've seen
lot
it
of different-
firsthand with
and
a lot of
people
mates.
lash out on them, man. Rather than if you come clean and go, "This is the way I feel it is," and nip it in the bud
But it-
before
it-
manifesting to someone else.
It is hard for, I think, men's mental health is really, really different compared to a woman's mental health because we don't have. I don't want to play the victim card around, but like we don't have the same support around us. Like I don't think at all.
Nah, I don't
Right.
feel like I could turn around the way we girls do. Like, oh my
This
god,
isn't. This isn't like a. There's a difference thing between men and.
We're not
women. It's
saying
just-
one's worse, one's better. Just saying they're both different. Like they're both in different scenarios and different, like surroundings and stuff, and different ways.
we
of
girls and
thinking.
we boys cope with things differently. We
Well-
girls are a lot more open with their friends than we would be like.
I would say I'm open though. Like see once it gets to it, everybody's different.
I would
ways
say
of
all
handling-
three of us were all like we've been mates for that long. We actually are quite open with each other compared to most people. Do you know what I mean?
And it does get to the point like where you're left sitting, you're going,
Fuck this, need to talk to somebody.
or it turns the other way and you go, I'm out of options here.
I think
I've never felt that, but I'm pretty sure people do.
see with us, I think it gets to a point where it's like we don't want to talk to each other, but we'll notice when someone's up, and it'll get to a point where we're going to say it. We're going to say what's wrong.
I think that's what it is with we boys. You know, they wait till they're about to break. They say rather than going right. I'm feeling a wee bit shitty. It's like I'm feeling horrendous. I need to talk to someone. Know what I mean? It has to be at that breaking point. Someone has to, because they don't want to go straight to talking about it. They want to see if they can deal with it themselves first. Know what I mean?
No.
You feel it though, like you know yourself when you're feeling down, and see when you're trying to change it, it affects you worse. I think.
Hi, because you're constantly thinking.
It's always subconsciously in your mind, and you're going, "I'm doing this, I'm doing that," or like if you like somebody, right? They're always in the back of your mind, and then once that stops, they're still going to be in the back of your mind, and then it just keeps on going, and then you're left in this scenario where you're going
around in circles more or less.
Like we've all been there.
But
some of us are there right now.
But like, see when you mention that to your friends, you feel embarrassed unless you're saying it to the right person, because you feel like you have this need to turn around and be all, I don't give a fuck. I'll go shag on like 15 people in front of me. Like, but realistically, you're not gonna. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna think about them, and you're just gonna have to keep dealing with.
That's the way you have to look. It's all about the way you look to your friends. Oh,
I know my mates who I could turn around and say something like that, but I also know my mates who I would rather sit in my room and cry for 4 days straight than talk to them about that there, because you know what response you're going to get from them, and it's just that proper amateur response that they give, and you're like, "On just fuck off."
I like you realize, but through stuff like this, who people you can really trust.
Exactly.
True. But you realise who actually matters around you and who.
But like we've all heard stories from like people from outside our friend group and stuff that, you know, they're struggling with something, and say, just give an example, they were girlfriends are always a good one to use because
most common.
It's the most common, and it has the most effect on your brain and your fucking heart. You know what I mean? And your brain might be telling you one thing, but your heart's telling you another thing. Not they sound all fucking gay and all, but like,
you just put that song in my head.
What?
My mind's telling me no.
I was thinking that Just Word one.
What one?
Fucking lucid dreams.
I get these ones.
Listen to my brain instead of my heart instead of my. Go on.
But anyway,
fucking hell.
People turn to different things. People turn, like for me, when I'm feeling down and I'm feeling unenergetic, not myself, I would go exercise. But see, once you're done with exercise and it's still there, and it's still there, that's when you know it's bad. Like,
I know what it is.
That's my advice. My advice to people that are going through that exercise, and if it's still there, then
just
you need
keep
to say
on
something.
fucking going. You just have to keep on going. Like, you wake up in the morning and you go, fuck, I feel shit, and you go, right, you know what? And you get this burst of like, right, I need to do this, and you do it all. And then when you're in your bed then at night, that's when it's like you're back.
That's what I love. That's what I love about playing sport too. It's like, we would train average 3 times a week and play a match once. That's 4 days out of the week where you're getting out of the house for 2 hours and you're just going to be running about doing whatever you want in that put, and no one's really going to judge you, and you're just out to like express yourself in a way,
and you're not thinking.
And it's your own thing. Your mind just wanders.
You have to find your own escape. It's all it's about. It can be in any way. It can be in exercise. It can be in fucking crochet. It can be fucking anything. Just find someone.
People, like, not even people our age, like mental health our age is bad enough because everybody's so sensitive.
That's a very sensitive time.
What?
No, it just doesn't feel like we've been talking for that long.
Alright. Well, like, our brains are sensitive and our brains are growing, so we think everything's bigger than what it is. But see, for an adult's brain when they're suffering mental health, that's when it's dangerous, I think.
I know, but what I believe is life doesn't get easier. You just get better coping with it.
You've better experience when you deal with stuff like.
So right now, when bad shit happens to you now, you learn. This is like a formative time. So when bad shit happens to you now, or these big, learning curves and all.
Make your mistakes now, like.
Or serious concrete like parts of you that'll be there forever. Know what I mean? So
you learn how to cope with stuff when
make your mistakes now. Yeah,
we're at our age.
Just learn from them.
Like, you used to it first hand, like, as well.
No. That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking one night. I was like, I'm lucky I've went through what I have now, because in the future, whenever we get to the age where it's hard to say, but it's like our grandparents are going to be dying. And like, do you know what I mean? It's going to get to that stage where there's going to be probably like a 10-year span where they're going to where it's just their natural life's going to come to an end. But like, I've had to deal with that now with my dad, where it's like, I know how I can cope with things now, and I've seen my family coping around it in the way they've done it, which hasn't worked for them. And I'm like, I know now, when this happens, I'm mentally strong enough to be able to deal with it myself.
Aye.
Not myself, but I know what way I'm gonna.
The fuck?
The fuck's that? Just ruin the proper in-depth conversation.
Jesus Christ, it's so unsensitive here.
I know. Fuck me. Don't know
Go
which
on,
laptop
anyway.
it was. Well, I know it's more just like, I'm happy the stuff's happened to me now at this age where I can cope with when I'm older than having to learn to adapt to that situation
Aye.
when
You can
I'm
see
in my
it.
30s or when I'm in my late 20s.
You can see it as a blessing, like. It all comes back to the old sayings that you kind of hear and they kind of lose meaning because you hear them so much, but you really go, fuck, guy, right enough. Like, oh, whatever doesn't kill you, make you stronger and all that.
But like
It's true.
the sun's going to still be up in the morning. Like,
I know.
you,
That's the way-
you can't
I know,
just fucking
that's
do
the way
that.
that's the way you have to look at life. Especially when you're in a pandemic too. It's like everyone's now mental health is going to be low because
But
we've had to take a year out of doing everything.
No, I know, but see, at the same time, as all the negatives that came with the pandemic, I think there's been positives. Like, you know, you've got to spend more time with your family that you wouldn't have. Like, I mean, the start now, everybody's starting to go back to just working 9 to 5 from their house. But, you know, at the start, the first lockdown, you got to spend time with your family and do different things. And it was just you and your family, and you were like, oh, this isn't as bad. And then, but now it's like fucking, it's a breaking point for me personally.
Aye,
I'm
it's like
I'm done. Like, I'm
fucking. It's know what I described it as the other day. It was like this pandemic right now is like the Thursday of a pandemic. No, like you're like, Jesus, just let it be fucking Friday. Like, Jesus Christ, no way.
Sorry.
Like a Monday, you're like, Jesus, here we go on a new week. Tuesday is shite, but you're just getting on with it because you're not close to the weekend. But at the same time, you're just like, I'm here, get over it. Wednesday, and then when you get to Thursday, you're like, fuck me. Like it's Thursday right now. You're just thinking,
See,
why can't it not just be Friday yet? You know what I mean? You get impatient toward the end, but we know it's ending.
I would love to hear a Garrett's perspective on what we're talking about, because we can't say what they're thinking, so we can say what we're thinking. But like, I want to hear how they would deal with stuff rather than just us. If you know what I'm saying, like a boy's perspective.
Maybe we should do that then.
Like
Revisit this conversation, but we a
female.
weekend. We have female in the room.
another thing too, right? I don't want to go down this whole section, right? But Lauren sent me a thing on Instagram.
I need to look at this too. I haven't looked at it yet. I've kept it as a surprise.
Lawrence, I need you to explain it because I still don't understand it.
Alright, Lawrence, I'll look at it and you explain it to me as I'm looking through it.
Right.
Advice for
I don't get it, and I don't want to say anything
I'll
wrong.
read it. I'll
Break
take
it
a hot-
down.
Take a hot
Break
seat
it
here.
down.
Right, so advice. So basically this is just being shared, right? Because there was that girl, I think she was called Sarah, who was like raped and murdered and went missing.
Oh, that
right?
girl in England.
So there's a lot of like attention on like why are men like this and stuff, know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is completely justified, obviously, because of the shit that's happening. But it says here,
But you shouldn't be painting with a broad brush in that section.
I tarnish all the same brush, but the thing is now you can't even really say that because it's seen as being ignorant to the cause. But at the same time,
I'm not
like,
being ignorant towards the cause. I'm just
I'm
saying.
just sticking up for myself. Like
It's like saying, you know, a racial slur would be that. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I mean. You can thank yourselves of the racial slurs that came out towards certain religions or yard and stuff. Like you can't do that. You know what I mean? So they can't turn around and have this modern view. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like I don't want to say anything wrong.
you have to watch it. You have to watch
That's
what
the
you're
thing.
trying to say.
it's really hard for us to talk about this because we are men, and it's like walking on eggshells a bit. Know what I mean? So
Just
like,
explain
fuck
it.
Like, know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna just sit here and just not
Look,
address it.
We're addressing this, but we have no disrespect towards this cause, and we 100%
Aye, I know.
agree with
We 100% agree with the fundamentals of it, but we don't agree with
the
the way
propaganda.
it's being advertised on Instagram. Like,
It's like that thing that was getting shared about today. It was like protect your daughter and then scrabble out. It was like educate your son.
it's not.
It's all education. That's all it is. It's
Aye.
all down to the fundamentals when you're growing up and the shit you see in your parents, and that's just how it is. Because you can't turn around and look at somebody else in the street and be all, ha ha, they're less fortunate than me. Look at them, they're standing at the
Aye.
street corner. Well, you never know what they've been through when they're growing up. It's just different how
I
people
know.
ended up. Like
People need to be.
it's not all men are fucking rapey bastards. There's a high number. Apparently 97% of women have experienced sexual assault. Now I don't know
harassment.
Oh, harassment. Sorry. Maybe that. What is sexual harassment? Where's the line?
What do you define sexual harassment as? Because if say a wee girl's getting called. The wee boy is like, you're fucking sexy. Is that counted as sexual harassment, or is that counted as a compliment?
I think it is if they take it the wrong way.
I think
it's whatever way they take it. They can say it's sexual harassment.
Aye.
No,
but I think it's a context too. Like if it's on the street and it's a cat call, of course that's sexual harassment. But no, what I was thinking.
I think it's people walking past like fucking. Like we hear always say it, white vans and workmen.
That's what I was about to say. Right, this is a really risky wee thing that I've kind of came up with, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. Right, so there's two scenarios. Right, there's a girl walking down the street, and this fucking bricky smoking a fag, 2 teeth in his head, goes, "Hey, sexy!" Right, and the wee girl goes, "Ew," and runs away. Right, of course. And then the different scenario, you have Denzel Washington walking down, gets out of his Lambo and goes,
Denzel Washington,
"Hey, sexy."
A 55-year-old black fella.
It says the exact same thing, same
she
context.
gets on the Lamborghini.
She gets on the Lamborghini. Is that sexual harassment in both ways? Or is it just sexual harassment if you're ugly?
Oof. I think it's sexual. It's how the person takes it.
It's how it's perceived.
I think it's how it's perceived, but I think that's like I think it
Should
has
we
to
see?
do with who's doing it.
No, I don't know.
Not saying,
I don't know.
Here, if you're good looking, you can get away with it. Obviously, don't do it any time.
I don't know, because there's been high-profile cases on like celebrities like Ronaldo and stuff that have came across people saying they've sexually assaulted and harassed them for money. You know what I'm saying?
That's the other thing. Rich people are fun to take down.
Aye.
But if you're just a modest, good-looking person who just has a normal life, not rich, not famous, and you know do the same thing, a fucking bricky with 2 teeth,
but
I think you can get away with.
There is a side of education there, of course. Like,
which I'm not saying.
You need to know yourself. Like, I don't know if people are just that stupid where they're speaking to a wee girl and they have to be so over the top and everything they say and touching them and all. Like, there's ways of dealing with stuff.
I hit this laptop.
What are you doing, man?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that. Oh, if you're sexy, you get away with it.
You didn't explain that post.
I'm going to explain it now, but I'm just saying that no, it's a hypothetical situation and just a wee bit of food for thought.
Food for thought.
Like what you're saying about celebrities as well. It's like it's always the high hat ones too.
I know it's fun to take them down. You know what I mean? Like, and you can get money.
See the thing you've up on your laptop. Kevin Hart sued for 60 million.
There is a lot of celebrities that do abuse their power. Like
that's what I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, he's dodgy as fuck. He cheats on his wife every second week.
That's what it was. Is he not like? Did he not come out as being a sex addict or something? And that's why he did it.
Oh my god. That is the biggest. See, people who say they're sex addicts.
They're creepy bastards.
My God, you're not a sex addict. You just don't love your wife. For fuck's sake, it's such a bad excuse.
It's just a scapegoat, like.
I know.
It's just throwing the word addict in there.
I know. That's why I pulled up that one specifically because I was listening to a podcast and I was talking about it.
Crying. Oh, I'm a sex addict.
I just can't have wings.
Jesus
Fuck me.
Christ,
I just can't do it myself. Go,
get
let's
a better
explain this
excuse.
post here. I need you to break it down for me.
Right. So, advice for cis men, which means straight men. I think it means straight white men. No, it's not. It's just straight men.
Just make sure you're right.
Number one, shut up and listen. That's number one. That's.
Oh, sorry.
I
thought you were talking Patrick.
I'm not telling you, so that's number. That's the first rule.
Right.
Let's see. Right. So first rule says, tell people to carry a weapon, keys, in their fist, and has an X to it and says, "We already do." The more space equals the safer we feel.
So we're advocating violence already.
No,
advocating violence.
No, well, self-defense. If you're.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're talking about. That's the rule. But they're saying no to that, and they're saying instead, men can walk at a greater distance behind us or cross the road. So ostracizing themselves and saying men can't be
on the
sales, right? Which I just don't think.
Did he want to go back to the fucking? No, when there was that much racial fucking thing in America where white men and women had to walk on a different fucking side of the road from black people.
Some men
using the same.
Using the same principle.
Jesus
Christ, like.
Some men struggle to wash themselves, never mind remember they fucking walked a certain amount of distance by a woman, like, Jesus Christ.
Women should just have a fucking just keep the 2 meter rule if they want to go on the gut, like.
Right, go, what's the next one?
So the next one is, People should not engage with catcallers and street harassers, right? But then it has
That
an X,
shouldn't be happening anyway.
it has an X through it, right? It says ignoring doesn't always work. Men should not catcall, fair enough, or even think about talking to a stranger, walking alone, no matter how good you think they look. What if you're just saying, all right? What if you're just going...
What if there's a fucking psychopath with a fucking machine gun on the
What's
bottom
the
of
timer? What's the timer?
No,
Pepper sprayed.
Fuck that Instagram. Oh my god, no, I can't. She's going to have to go down there and get shot instead. I'm sorry. I can't do that. Like,
Instagram told me not to.
Right, it says then sometimes we respond public harassment so it doesn't anger the man.
I think it's just an older thing, like, because years ago that shit would have worked, I think. They didn't like it, but they still would have done it. You know what I mean?
Personally, I've never seen a man catcall a woman.
I was literally about to say it. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a catcall happen, but it obviously does.
I've seen someone in our friend group do it, and I just put my head in my hands and was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Go on, mute your mic and tell me, because I think I already know.
Who do you think it is, like? Aye.
But we just, like, if he ever does that, we just be like, I fuck up, like, what are you doing, you know what I mean? Because it's embarrassing for us, like.
And him, of course.
Right, so rule 3, I don't know, I've lost fucking track here. People should stand up for themselves. Worst advice ever, right? So there's extra. It says, men especially should intervene if they see public sexual harassment.
Fair enough.
That's true.
I know, that's fair enough. No, 100%, it's fair enough, I agree with that. Everyone should.
What's the next thing they're saying?
But just after they say that, they say, we can't, no, but just before, they just said there now we can't talk to you. So how should we intervene? Explain that one.
That's true.
Sure, we can't talk to him. We can't even be in the same road as them.
I feel like they're trying to make everything die out and start everything over again.
But what I think is this is more harmful to women than men because it's ostracizing themselves, and they're just fear mongering. Really, like of course there is a fear to be needed out there.
I wonder how society's changing a lot now, right?
That's what I mean.
But think about our Waynes. If they grow up and shit like this here, I don't know what way society is going to be in fucking 20 years time.
If it's gonna ease off or is it gonna get better?
I know, it's madness. Like,
personally, I think we're not going to be very humane anymore. I think we're going to be on the verge of everything straight line. This is it. You know.
But what type of life's that they love where everything's the same?
It's
like obviously
the way people will say it is it's more efficient. You know, less people are out of order. Say less people are dying, but you sort of have to keep nature side of it too. Like. I'm not saying it's nature to harass a woman. By the way, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, how the hell you ever if we ever abided these rules, I think the world would be over in about 3 years because not one man would have sex with a woman. They have a child because we can't even walk the same side of the street as them.
So is it now going to fall onto them to ask us out in the first date and then for a drink?
Are they going to start paying for dollars?
If so, I'm
going to start paying for drinks.
I'll back that 100%.
You talked about that in the first podcast.
I know if it's up to them, they make the first move. Right, go for it.
It seems like we're making light of this here, but we're not making light of anything that's happened in the past because obviously there's a lot of bad things that happen though with serious matters, but we're just talking about. This is a bit of a ridiculous Instagram post here, but we're not dismissing any.
I think it's delivered completely wrong. They delivered the message completely wrong.
Of course,
I think parts of this message as well. It's like that part where it's like men should walk on the other side of the road from a woman.
This one too is pretty ridiculous, right?
That is like Nazi propaganda. Like.
I know it's totalitarian fucking regime, right? So people should watch what they wear. X through it. It says it literally never matters what we wear, right? It's fair enough. Anybody should wear whatever they want to wear if they want to wear it, right? Unless it's like fucking Antarctica and you're wearing a bikini and you're going to freeze to death, right? Men should keep their faces visible so we can text our friends to describe their appearance.
Oh, Jesus.
We don't wear a face mask.
We can see their
fucking spread the virus, folks.
We can see they're not staring at us and not appear and appear less threatening.
I know lots of people who just look scary, but they're actually quite nice.
How do the fuck do you so when they appear less threatening, you have to
wear a top with a fucking rainbow on it?
Get a certain haircut, change your whole persona just so a woman can smile.
Don't wear dark. Do not see if it's dark outside and you're a shadow man. Fucking shine your flashlight in your face.
See if they really want to tackle this issue, bring it on these schools from a young age of how people should respect each other.
Primary school.
But people will just be
and rechange this.
It's not if they're on the school's problem to parents.
I know, but if they're on the rechanging the system, do it the way you change anything by education. If you can educate a child from a young age how they should handle everybody else and equality and so on that hasn't really been taught to us. It's down to your parents in that behalf. You know what I mean? So if they can bring on these schools and they want to be this moderate world, do it then. Put it on these schools. Put that stuff on and say, here's like, obviously when they're the right age and they can adapt it better. You know what I mean? But
You're not.
see, but even at a young age, your teaching should be, you know what I mean? Like you'll know a certain child as in, say if there's somebody who's different in the class,
Aye.
and they're treating them a different way, then you can handle that, and then you can use that as an example, which does happen. But see, when they get the age of P5, Primary 6, Primary 7, then you can bring in the serious stuff of, okay, this happened. Doesn't have to be too dark. It just has to be at a level where they can go, Jesus, imagine that was my mommy, or imagine that was my sister, or imagine that was my brother. You know what I mean? So
that's a good idea.
If you want to bring it on, you bring it on then.
It's a perfect time because also most
hormones start.
90% of primary school teachers are female or something like that. No, it's mostly majority females, primary school teachers, and they would obviously be women. They'd be in the position to be able to talk about it from their point of view, past experiences, and what they've been told to teach.
Yes,
the only problem you come in there. What if you get someone who's a teacher? They know like the type of person who made that post. Where it's like
that's
when the danger comes on this.
No, I know, but see to deal with that situation, you go through the way you do any teacher training. It becomes a part of teacher training, and you get taught how to do it properly. You be taught how to deliver it properly, and then you go from there. You know what I mean?
Alright, but there should be a more healthy approach to it.
See that post? That post is dangerous. That post is very dangerous.
That's very dangerous.
If that's delivered by somebody who has a proper education on it and was taught how to deliver it and can educate, then we're talking about remaking the whole persona of men.
It's not gonna work if you're telling men 90% of the time when men are being talked to by the press, by the media, whatever, they're being told how shite they are at everything, right? So that's not gonna work. You cannot do that.
I know.
They're gonna lash back. They're gonna go fuck you. You know what I mean?
And the world is becoming.
It's not how you teach someone something. It's by punishing them for something they haven't done.
The world is becoming more and more moderate. Like, you know what I mean? So eventually, it's going to get to the point where you see like Piers Morgan, might some again.
I hit this laptop. I don't press anything. It just went off. It's just shiny excited.
How is it connected to the?
It's not. It's just playing out.
Oh, right. Like Piers Morgan, right? He is good for TV. His views are backwards as fuck, but he's controversial. People like controversy, so people watch him.
I think he's going to go down the whole podcasting route now. I get to see him being in the English Alex Jones. If Alex Jones stops, Piers Morgan will take over podcasting.
I think he would have a very good podcast.
Oh, I pay good money to watch it. Like,
no, I wouldn't give him any money. I would just want to hear the shit that he's coming out with.
No, but it's like InfoWars. That's why people subscribe to InfoWars. Some people subscribe because they believe everything comes out of his mouth.
InfoWars, by the way, is a podcast that Alex Jones does. You might or may not know him. He's a conspiracy theorist, and he's came out with some conspiracy theories in the past that turned out to be true, and he says a lot of things that are out
very
there.
Coherent things, but he delivers them in an incoherent way, so people don't like his style, so people don't take him seriously. But then at the end of the day, he actually gets a lot of shit right.
He got cancelled like from everything. Cancelled off YouTube, cancelled off Twitter. So then
that's
he had
a style of boys though, which is good, and I respect that about them. They will not silence themselves for money. There's a lot of time them boys get offered big money, like they talk about it and they go, I just told them they fuck off. No, big money to keep your mouth shut. If someone's telling you to keep your mouth shut and offering you money, you're on the right side. And you're going to be on the wrong side if you take that money. It's bravery. But this is onto the fucking 17th one.
Is there more?
Oh, there's more. Lots more.
There's only
this was the one about rape culture, isn't it? Did you do that one yet?
No, this one's about speak up about your experiences.
Sorry, 2 seconds. What's rape culture?
No, where it's like you feel like someone, you're a fucking slut, and you're like, it's not. That's not a joke. That's rape culture.
I don't think I've ever called someone a slut I haven't called someone a slut ever, but I've never called them, especially not as a joke. Like, he goes, "You're a slut." Like, that'd just be awkward for me.
But what? Right then, just I'm just saying, right? I don't mean this. I'm just asking the question. What do you call somebody who goes with a lot of men and may have multiple STDs?
Someone who likes to go with a lot of men, apparently. That's like you cannot address it.
I don't want to characterize.
No, but the thing is, when you say that,
you can't characterize anyone anymore.
A lot of people say, well, there is a lot of, I do agree with that. Like, if a girl sleeps around with a lot of men,
but then the question constantly comes up: what's a man does? Like,
If a man does it, he gets rewarded. Like,
I know.
Well, not if he's
By
rewarded by
stripes.
men, but in a woman's eyes, he's still seen as a fucking cunt.
no, you can be seen as like a player too. You know what I mean? That can be also.
I
But we know lots of people who try to be like that and then brag about it too. Do you know what I mean? They try to be that there.
That is just locker room talk. Though.
Mm,
So do you abolish locker room talk too?
that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say.
Locker room talk, but change room talk. What the fuck you want to call it? I don't know. I'm not in a position where I
I
can
don't
say.
think you can really do that. I don't think. I'm not saying I'm advocating it, but I'm just saying I don't think you can say you're not allowed to talk about this with your friend.
So is this the next
I
big?
just don't think that'll work.
Is this the next big thing now for a couple of months? You know, where you Black Lives Matter. Is it now
This
this?
is the new hot topic because of because of obviously more serious things that happen, but it's a way that it's the emotional backlash that's coming.
See what I
from
don't
it.
get. See what I don't get about the whole Black Lives Matter movement too. See this taking the knee before every football match, or any sporting event. What good is that doing?
Even there's black football.
It's just respect. Nah, it's
No,
No, I know, but
there's black footballers who are coming out and saying that now. They were like, why would I do that? I'll just wear black
But
lives
see
on
the
the back
racial-
of my top.
But see the racial abuse that Irish players are facing.
Oh, there's nothing talked about that.
I know. It's because we're
It's a
white.
joke.
That's because
Sorry for
no, it's because
anybody's
we're,
ears. I know, just grab me my.
No, but it's true. Like, even you seen
it's not
Shane,
even- it's not
Shane
even because
Duffy.
we're white. It's not right.
Shane Duffy tagged Instagram last day in his post whenever your man was all. But
Irish people have been
55, haha, your dad's dead. And he tagged Instagram was all thanks Instagram because they're not doing it.
never
They
mind.
said they're not banning the people off Instagram for saying it.
Never mind.
Aye.
Never mind footballers. Like, but Irish people have been facing racism for years. Like,
Aye.
you know, no what is
Aye.
it? No dogs, no blacks, no Irish.
Like, no dogs, no
but
blacks, no Irish,
you-
no pubs in America.
You,
Aye, like,
you, can
come
look,
on here, like-
you can look at it this way now.
I'm
Jane-
not saying we're getting racially abused, but I'm just saying that
There
there's
is-
a culture.
there's-
There is a culture there. Like,
There's a culture for people, especially in football. I think football's the worst now at the minute, where if an Irishman stands up for what he believes in, English fans don't like it. It's you look at this for an example. Nothing's happened to anyone that's done anything to James McLean really or Shane Duffy in the last 5 years. There was someone in Ireland that was racist towards Ian Wright, which obviously not saying fucking it should
He was-
happen.
he was
It
wrong what
should-
he
he
did.
was wrong in what he did, and rightfully EA Sports banned him from playing FIFA in all their games for the rest of his life, which was right. But how come that there's only the big movements? How come there's nothing for Irish people?
You
It's
know,
like
well, then the argument comes on. Well, there's more people being.
I know, but it's also
shouldn't be
the thing-
happening,
that's
but
not right
it's
either.
What I believe in is
But it's up to Irish people. Us as Irish people, they go out and handle this. We can't just sit here, record a podcast, and say, "Oh my god, that's so bad." Like, we would need to come out and do what the black people have been doing for black people have been doing for years. I'm going to say the black movement, but like what they've been doing for years, which is going against it. Which people are doing. People are sharing stuff on Instagram, but I don't give a fuck. Sharing something on Instagram means nothing. Like, I can share a post now of a dolphin. Who gives a fuck?
but the only thing
Who gives
is,
a fuck?
dolphin lives matter.
if we did try and do something like that, especially because it's mostly over in England.
Back the troubles, boys.
It's not even that there.
That's a joke, but
There wouldn't be enough people. There wouldn't be enough that would be willing to do it because Irish people are such a small.
Well, what is it like?
Small minority.
40% of Americans claim to be Irish.
Aye, I know,
But they
it
wouldn't be
goes
going there
back
fucking
to
protesting in England. That's what I'm on about.
Prioritising what level of like discrimination goes over other levels. Like,
Like-
if I can sit here and call someone, I'm just using this, right? I'm not advocating the word or anything, but I can call someone a faggot, right? And no, that's not good, but I don't really care. And then I can call someone the M word. I can call someone an M word then go, whoa, you can't say that, you're cancelled. How come I can say faggot then? If I can say faggot, which means a burning bundle of sticks on top of a fire that you put gay people on, but I can't
Is that
say...
what that means?
Aye, that's what that
I
means.
thought it just meant a gay person.
So where's the line cross where this discrimination is worse than this discrimination? I think it's either all bad or it's all allowed.
Aye,
You
that's
can't
the way it
pick
has to be
sides.
done.
You can't go, this boy's slagging this boy for being Irish, who gives a fuck? Oh, this boy called this boy a monkey, cancelled. Know what I mean? It all has to be treated in the same effect. It all has
See,
to
the
be
thing is,
leveled.
I think
We're back
the,
to education again.
the
Then.
biggest bigots in this world. See, if you turn around and say it to them, they'll be the first people to cry on social media too. See, if you turned around to someone, say the person who said that to Shane Duffy, like 55, haha, your dad's dead. Say if Shane Duffy turned around and was all to him, like obviously he's never going to do that and it should never be done. Fuck up your black or something like that there.
Aye.
would that be Shane Duffy's fault, or would that be his
Exactly.
fault, or
If
the
you're
boy's
po- if
fault for
you're
being a
po-
protagonist?
If you're poking the bear, like
No, they're both wrong, but who's more wrong? That's
Exactly.
the thing. Who's more wrong? None of them. They're both as wrong as each other. And that's what my point is. That's what I think is the right thing to do, is to level all discrimination at the same level. It
But
has
see
to be
for
all
young-
the same level. It's
see for
all
the-
bad.
It should
See
all
for
be
you-
dealt with as like, in the eyes of the law, it should all be dealt as a hate crime.
but see for young
Aye.
people,
That's the way it
Equally.
is. Equally, and they should get the same treatment from the law. It's like something happens with a Black Lives Matter protest, or there's 3 people out that are fucking but stand up for Irish people's
That's where-
rights or
that's
something
where
like
it gets
that.
complicated.
It should be dealt the same way.
like
Aye.
it's if you're talking about the law, then that's down to politicians, and politicians stand for from different parties, have different views on different situations. So it's hard to get them laws on. You know what I mean? Because there's just so much shite. But as us being young people, young people's views are completely different to somebody who's 30 years older than me, 40 years older than me, and I think young people are on the right path now. Like I think the majority of us are, because there's always going to be ones that aren't. So it's literally just about us passing
Our
on our knowledge.
generation,
It's us. I don't think it's our generation. I think it's the next or the one after. It's going to be where it just changes completely, and we now have this society where I say religion goes out the window.
Of course. Religion started
Religion,
dying after World
it's a
War
di-
One.
Aye.
Religion,
I think there's gonna
religion
be-
is a big divider.
But I think, religion could be revived soon with, like, because we see philosophy and stuff, it's really gaining more, like, traction and stuff. More people are taking philosophy courses, more people are thinking deeper.
I was gonna
So
take
that goes hand in hand with religion, though.
I think there's going to be another like shift in world culture. No way there was after like World War II, where everyone realised like, oh, what the fucking Nazis did was wrong. Maybe we should all rethink what we're doing too.
Aye.
And
See,
if,
since
I
then-
think there's going to be another something that does that there. Something like, obviously not to the extent of World War II, but there's going to be something where the whole world's just going to have a massive shift in culture.
I thought when George Floyd died and them riots were happening, that was it. I thought that must be the one, but I'm wrong because it hasn't changed.
I had all sort of died, like, no, the looting and all. That was all that time too, wasn't it?
Aye.
That all died out after a month.
The thing is, why this is such a hot topic is after World War II, and everybody's like, Jesus Christ, how the fuck did we let that happen?
Aye.
And then, see, since then till now, the biggest, the most attention in the world has been put on civil rights. It's everything that has came from that has
Sure,
just been
it's only
civil
what,
rights.
45 years ago.
That's
we
when
weren't even
civil rights
we,
happened.
we weren't even allowed to vote.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
like
Catholics weren't allowed to vote. Like
We're living in a time where in the last 50 years of this,
there's been
of
so
the
much.
world,
I know, but
as
that's-
none has ever changed as much as right now where we're living. So it's a weird tiny life now with technology and internet and all. We have
And the
every
thing,
single piece
it's-
of information
It's
that
not
we
going
need.
to slow down either. Like, it's not slowing down.
It'll get faster.
Aye. Especially people like Elon Musk now.
That's scaring me. Hey.
It's just a scary
Does the
thing.
future not scare you? Like, it scares me.
Nah.
They think.
No,
I just think
kinda
it's
scares me some.
I don't think it doesn't
So do
scare
you not
me.
think it's scary? That
No,
there's
I
a
just
chance in 10 to 15 years time there'll be people that will be more or less superhumans with AI in their brain, and they can just go straight on to Google from their fucking head.
I don't
and
know.
do calculator sums like from
I
their
just think
head.
it's
That's where you get
an-
into black.
I think
mirror
it's
shit.
Aye.
inevitable. That's why I don't fear it anymore. Or like
No, you need to
never
be-
did. I just think it's inevitable, or it's going to happen.
I think
Because people are going to want to do it, and you can't stop them
Hey.
from doing it. The technology's there, just
speaking,
because we don't want to do it.
speaking of which, do you know what do you call the boy who went to the moon with your man Neil Armstrong?
Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin. Now he came out and said
You say
that
Buzz Lightyear.
I reckon that's where it came from.
Aye, probably.
Do you know he came out and said that the aliens made pyramids? Fun fact.
Did they not debunk that recently?
Don't know.
And they showed how a human would do it.
I'm a firm believer that aliens are real.
Aliens are real. There's that many planets out there that have
It's a
habitable
fact that they
life
are.
on them.
If the universe is infinite, then it's a fact that everything that is possible has happened, is happening, and going to happen again infinity times. Because if time is infinite and the universe is infinite, then fucking obviously aliens are real.
See, I believe aliens are real, but I'm skeptical about time travel too at the moment. I'm like, I don't know whether time travel could be real,
But
or could not
Do
be.
you honestly not
Never
think
thought about it.
that time travel is going to be a thing in the future? So is that not just them coming back? You know,
Aye, that's
That's
what I
something
always
like-
thought. I thought if time travel is real, I think we'd know. Because someone from the future will come back and tell us.
But no, they can change it. So what if they did come back and tell us doesn't work? The whole world went to shit, so they had to go back in time again and then not tell us.
Very
See, that's
weird. I don't,
it's actually when you go down in a rabbit hole
So
there.
about thinking about that because you can't change anything about it.
True.
I would love to know. Just
I don't think if
I
don't
wouldn't
think
want
you
it.
can.
I would not want to know. To be honest with you, I just
Here's a-
want to
here's a
live
question.
my life how it's going to end up, and that's it.
would you go? Do you want to go 100 years back or 100 years forward? If time travel was real, time travel came to now.
back.
Would you?
And become like the fucking most famous person in the world?
No, you can't change anything. You just see, or right, you can go back as far as you
can't
want.
change anything.
You can go
Why the
back as
fuck
far
am I
as you
not
want.
changing?
You can see anything you want from the past, or else go 100 years in the future and
I
see
don't
what
know. I
life's
think
like
it'd be
then.
kind of scary going to the past too. Like especially if your iPhone, you probably show someone and be like, "Oh, he's gay," and Bernie or something. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like, "Oh, why? What the fuck is that? He must be a witch." Fucking chuck him in a fucking lake. You know what I mean? I just don't
I
think
would
it'd be a
go-
very nice place.
I would go to the future, 100%.
No, because I don't want to spoil what's coming too. You know what I mean?
You're not going to be alive, you think?
Maybe not 100
Well, you're
years.
healthy.
But
I don't think I want to be
You
alive
think-
in 100
you think
years.
we're a healthy lifestyle?
I'm
You're
getting.
gonna
I'm
be-
getting. Hey, I
gonna
said
get to 100?
if I make it to 60, I'm happy.
That's unbelievably sad. Even though the average age of a man in the UK is what 82 years old.
I don't want to. I don't want to live that age.
That's old. I thought it'd be.
My opinion will
Spoil
change,
that.
but I don't want to live
I don't
that
know.
age at the minute.
Woman
I'm like,
love
once I
woman.
You don't want to. I want to love.
Supposedly.
Once I have-
I would happily love forever.
No, once I hit 60, 65, when your life starts to go downhill, you can't do as much
you
stuff.
you have to retire at
I'm like,
66. You're not even at retirement
I know,
age.
but I think you get to a certain part. I feel like each part of your
Yes.
life is its own. No, like when
It
you're that
depends on
age,
your job.
you're supposed to be like that. You're supposed to not be doing things. You get a
I'm
different.
10
point of
years
view.
now for a fact. If Tiernan's still alive and Lawrence, hopefully you'll be still alive and Tiernan hopefully still be alive. I'm not going to go on like an old person.
That's
Soon
what
I'm
kills you.
soon I'm 75. I will still be going to water park.
Eamon's a prime.
Our-
Eamon's a
our
prime example
granny.
out there.
Our granny,
Aye.
like seriously, like the way she talks like she's fucking 18, and she loves like she's 18, and she goes to push
Sure,
all the time.
sure,
She's
hus-
fucking
Look at my
like
granddad. My granddad runs 5 mile a
80
day.
something.
His granddad can run better music.
My granddad runs
Salt about.
5 mile a day. He can run up to like 11 miles or something still. And what he's like 75. I don't know what age he is.
Wonder who's a better.
70s.
Wonder who's
That's
a better
why.
runner.
That's why they
How
say
many's been running
retirement
for
is
like
the biggest
50
killer.
years?
No, I mean my granddad and your granddad be a better runner. Only back mine.
I don't know.
Aye,
Never really thought about it.
100% ours is a fucking Olympic torch, like
I don't know. It doesn't really. It's really
Olympic
bother me.
torch.
Twice as
So does Sheehaney.
Does he?
He's one in this room. He's one in this living room. Mate.
That's probably fake.
No, there's photos of it.
Probably made it in fucking TND.
But how he
I
got?
won't put it past him.
How is that in his house? He got it
Stole.
His ma, I think.
for what?
Stole from my granddad.
I remember playing the boat one that he had underneath his on the glen.
Nearly this.
He's going to make a joke there. No, I'm just not going to say it.
53 minutes, boys. Fucking hell, we're going a long time.
Will we finish up this?
We'll wrap it
or-
up by.
Well, wait. Well, I just read out this. I think there was a good one. At
I
the
go
end.
finish off out there and then we'll
Oh,
wrap up
this
this
one's
podcast.
good. This one's good.
We'll get dinner. I see.
Right, so we're back to the post on the Instagram post about woman song. People who fear being attacked by men shouldn't walk alone. Right, there's an extra. It says it's stupid to expect us to ever walk in company. Fair enough. Men should reconsider walking in a group. So if you have,
So we kind of go walk down the quay, more or less what they're saying. If there's going to be a wee girl walking up.
Tiernan, you could scare a wee girl. Right, I feel like you have 100% the right if you've ever if to be
So
afraid
how
of
long-
sexual harassment. No,
so how
but
long-
you shouldn't brag about being afraid of walking past a couple of wee boys. That's being afraid.
Since I was unfortunate enough to be born with a fucking dick, that means I can't walk in certain places of the road. It means I can't.
I actually
fuck
can't.
off.
I can only laugh.
Exactly, that's the that's the reaction.
I
you're
can
gonna
only
get. Fuck
laugh.
off. People, the most frustrating advice.
Whoever made
People
that
who are
post
interested in
Needs
food.
pot down.
has delivered it so wrong.
Now this last one's annoying too. People who aren't sus men should not walk alone at night. Right, so women
Don't
shouldn't
Google what
walk alone at
sus
night,
means.
and it means straight. I think. Fuck you. Maybe men should walk out at night. Men should be
How
better.
how about this
be
conversation?
better.
How about,
How about
this?
shut the fuck
how
up?
about this?
Get
See
off
when-
Instagram.
See when I be working and there be gay men on, I be fucking sexually assaulted. I get my number asked for. Get told I'm
harassed.
good looking. Sorry.
I worked in a
sorry.
bingo hall. I've got my ball. Literally, my balls have been grabbed before. We used to get touched up. Every wee boy that's worked on bingo was getting felt up by grannies. Nothing was said about it. You could have went to the fucking owner of the
Feel
place and
bad
said
for
it.
us.
Exactly.
See,
You gonna pull out there, chart? Go work in a bingo hall.
I've had my ass squeezed a
Not
lot
really.
of times or slapped. Is that sex? Have I been sexually assaulted?
By what, a man or a woman?
A woman?
or anyone actually. Aye. That is
You have been. So everyone here's been sexually assaulted apparently. But we're not going to go
that
into
now
it.
makes sense by numbers, 97%.
Aye, true.
Aye, I know. Aye, right enough. People should remember it's not all men. X to it. The problem is we don't know which man it is. So shut the fuck up.
So we are now terrorists that are carrying
No.
suicide bombs.
It's basically
Shut up!
They're paranoid and they're afraid, so they're just going to
Christ.
cast all the same brush for their own safety, which is fair enough if they want to do that. But I'm
Aye,
just saying
it's
you're not
quite
going to
not
have a
fair
very
enough.
happy life if you do that.
All men should be burnt at a torch. All men should be put in a pike and burnt. That's it. That's the way that post has made my head feel.
See how you stay behind us.
I respect the message, don't like the execution. End of story.
Nah, that's the best way you could put it. I wouldn't have put it like that, but that's what I mean. That's what I would have meant by it.
And that's
I feel like
I
think me and Pat would have just
Hands are
said it a lot
washed.
worse.
Hands are washed. I'm done with that.
I never want to see that Instagram post again.
Never again.
Shit, one about tomorrow too.
Eventful.
Well, thanks for watching the Pascal podcast. Can you subscribe, like, and follow our socials, please? No, it's annoying. There's more people following our Instagram page than actually subscribe to the channel. It hurts me to see. So if you could subscribe, please, and share it, and your group chats. I don't mean put it up because I don't even do that shit. So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you later. I'm not going to play our usual intro because it's quite.
had to
it's a
stop
touchy
it.
subject.
It's a touchy subject for this one, but it'll be back next week.
We'll
Maybe.
be respectful.
And thank you for listening. Sorry, I've been corrected before by somebody about watching. So thanks for listening.
We do have a camera coming, by the way. So
we're going to have a good wee shot and you're going to see how.
Well, there might be a boat involved.
We were also going to.
Jesus, boys. Watched you do that. Boys.
I'm also working on a wee project too about getting us onto something that we all miss. So yep, thanks for watching. You've been great.
Enjoy Paddy's Day, everyone who's celebrating out there.
We'll have a podcast up for
Goodbye.
that.
This will be up
Goodbye,
before.
bye.
This one will be up before Paddy's Day. Paddy's Day's next Wednesday.
Right. Bye.
Bye-bye.